And JR, I've already gave the kids a little heads up on who we're going to be talking about, but maybe you might be able to guess here real quick. He's in the Old Testament, all right? Talking about this guy. He's from the 6th chapter of a book that's named after him. Okay, is it Dennis? No, it's not Dennis. What is it, kids? Tell him his name. Daniel, chapter 6 is what we're talking about today. And what happened to JR? What happened to Daniel in chapter 6? He got thrown into the horse's den. No, not a horse's den. Hippopotamus. Not a hippopotamus den either. Now, come on, JR. He got thrown into an ant den. No, it's not an ant den. Fox's den? No, not a fox's den. Spider den. No, it wasn't a spider den. Let's see. Was it somebody's living room? No, it wasn't somebody's living room. He got thrown into a lion's den. Oh, no. Are you lying? No, I'm not lying, JR. He really did. And you know what, JR? It all started. Let me scoot over here to the side so you can see the screen a little bit better than what we got right here. Okay? It all started like this, JR. Some mean men gathered together, and they told King Nebuchadnezzar, we got a law, Nebuchadnezzar, because we got to make up a brand new law, rather, because this guy, Daniel, he likes to pray. And we can't be having people praying all over the place. Sounds like today, doesn't it? Oh, it certainly does. Sometimes in schools, they don't want you to talk to God at all. You go out there in public places, they don't want you to talk to God. And this sounds like what happened to Daniel. That's right, JR, it certainly does. And sure enough, Daniel said, nope, you know what? I got to keep praying to God. Well, these three wicked men, they got together and they started talking to King Nebuchadnezzar, and they came up with this fake law for 30 days. And the king loved Daniel. And I'll talk to you more about that a little later on here today in Studio 7. But he loved Daniel, and he didn't realize he was being tricked. Oh, those guys are schemers. They certainly were, JR. And sure enough, man, they came to him and they made up this fake law that said if you pray to God in the next 30 days and you're caught, you're going to get thrown into the lion's den. And sure enough, Daniel got caught, and he got thrown into the lion's den. And there you see a picture of Daniel and the lion's den there. And JR, what do you see? Who's that figure beside Daniel? Oh, that's an angel. That's right, because God sent an angel to close the mouths of those lions. Looks like those mouths are open to me. Well, those lions' mouths are open, that's right. But JR, actually, they didn't harm Daniel at all. And so here's another picture of Daniel in the lion's den. Oh, that's really cool. Look at him, he's got his legs crossed. He's really comfortable, isn't he? Well, trust me, that's just the way the artist drew it, but he wasn't comfortable at all, it looks like. Well, he may have been very confident, I should say, in the fact that he trusted God, and there he is in this artist's rendition of Daniel in the lion's den. He's praying to God. How many of you would be praying to God also if you were thrown in the lion's den? Would you be praying? Absolutely. You'd be praying to God before and after. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? That's right. Be praying to God before you got thrown in there and after you got thrown in there. And JR, the truth is, we've had lots of brothers and sisters down through the years who have gotten thrown in the lion's den, especially in the early church years. They got thrown in the lions in the arenas in Rome, and were killed that way. So JR, God happened to intervene here in this particular situation, and he sent an angel in there, and he protected Daniel from those hungry old lions. Can you growl like a lion? Yeah, I certainly can. Let me hear you, JR. Let me hear you growl like a lion. Okay, here I go. Meow. Wait a minute. That's not a hungry lion. Give me a hungry lion. Meow. Wait a minute. I bet these kids can sound like a hungry lion, can't you, kids? Let me hear you sound like a hungry lion. Come on. And JR, you know what? One thing that we do is we trust in Jesus, and we believe Jesus. And even during difficult and hard times, we still believe Jesus, and we trust Jesus. And even in good times, and even whenever things seem to be coming against us and as bad things maybe seem to be coming at us, we got to constantly keep trusting Jesus. Right, kids? Right. Okay. Well, JR, have you enjoyed that little message today? I certainly have. And I tell you what, I love Jesus with all my heart. Well, I'm glad you do. Do you love Jesus? Clap your hands really hard if you do. Come on. Amen. All righty.